Israel Today called the Green Party UK hateful and racist. Yeah, led by a Jewish guy, by the way. Jewish Hasanabi head. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. At the end of the day, these guys don't give a fuck about anti-Semitism. I don't know how many times I have to explain it. They do not care about anti-Semitism. They just care about Israel. That's it. Zach Polanski is Jewish. He also happens to be anti-Israel. And they're literally saying that Zach Polanski, a Jewish man, is anti-Semitic. And it might work, for the record. I mean, the British media is obviously very pliant with this kind of demand. They love smearing anyone and everyone that is anti-Israel as anti-Semitic. Anti-Zionism is treated like the highest stage of anti-Semitism. There is, you can be a Holocaust denier, but as long as you fucking are pro-Israel, people won't look at you funny in the same way that they do if you are Jewish and also anti-Zionist. Now, I don't think the public is as unaware of these sorts of smears after the last 3 years of maximum genocide, a live streamed Holocaust, and the smears that were deployed towards anyone that said you shouldn't kill children, right? Have you read the Insane BB quote where he claims that his connections to Ehud is proof he is not a Mossad agent? Yeah, I know. Jeffrey Epstein's unusual close relationship with Ehud Barak doesn't suggest Epstein worked for Israel. It proves the opposite, Netanyahu said. That Israel worked for Epstein? Is that what he's saying? Yeah. That hasn't stopped dumb fucks from running their mouths, though, of course. Dumb fucks like my baldest op of all time, Jonathan Greenblatt. Here he is.
I think that my Zionism is rooted in humanism. My Zionism is rooted in...
It's like saying my Nazism is rooted in humanism. I'm sorry. It's identical. It's an identical fascist ideology. You're out of your fucking mind.
In a belief that all of us as children of God, created in the image of God, have certain basic rights, and that we have a covenantal relationship with Hashem, and that allows me to see the humanity of Palestinians on the other side. Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, again, I'm not a political scientist. I don't know what a final resolution will look like, but I pray for the peace of Jerusalem, where my family here in this country, where my friends here in this country, where my colleagues here in this country, where people like you and your family and friends will be able to raise their children as Israeli Jews, if that's what they want to do, at whatever level of observance they want, from whatever walk of life they may come, and do so in such a way that others can enjoy their own lives as well.
So
sorry for the long answer.
No, it was a great answer.
But it's just it's sad, and I think what I see in my position at ADL Schiffer every day are people who deny the humanity of Jews, who deny the humanity of Israelis, who deny the humanity of Zionists, and I have no patience for that. I mean, these people who, again, make these wild claims, these conspiracists who concoct these fantasies, whether it's Tucker Carlson or Hassan Piker or Alex Jones or Max Blumenthal, the whole lot of them. I mean, I think they're a sad, sad group of people.
Wait, did he even not mention Nick Fuentes? I get a name drop before Nick Fuentes? Straight up lumping you in with Nazis? I know. I mean, Max Blumenthal is not, but... Oh, Open Presents, thank you for the 100 gifted subs. And Anonymous, thank you for the 100 gifted subs as well. Nick fell off after you called him gay and Mexican? You mean acknowledged that he is gay and Mexican? I believe he's naming guys he wants you to fuck his wife. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess Nick is Fuentes. Nick is pro-Israel. They say vote reform despite them being a party full of anti-Semites, Holocaust deniers because they're pro-Israel, but don't vote green, led by a Jewish man because he views Palestinians as human beings, so he's the greatest evil. I know. I don't know how many times we have to play this song and dance until people realize that, like, they're lying. Anyone who is pro-Israel that fucking tries to lump people like myself in with even people like Tucker Carlson or Alex Jones or Nick Fuentes or all these other people, like, they're fucking lying. The reason why I'm mentioned side by side sometimes with the likes of Nick Fuentes in this situation is to try to associate me with anti-Semitism. I'm actually anti-Israel, unlike Nick Fuentes. I'm just not an anti-Semite. Also unlike Nick Fuentes. This is why normies think you are a right-winger. My normie friend thought you were a Republican. That's actually not a bad thing, because the reality is a lot of people probably are more open-minded to like a Republican guy talking about politics than they are about a socialist. It's not even a joke. Like, think about liberals even. Like, the average liberal is constantly obsessing over how to win over Republican votes. Constantly obsessing over winning Republican votes to their side, as opposed to like listening to the demands being made by their left flank. By the way, going back to this, Ajit here says it's worth investigating why the Epstein files are having a much bigger impact in Europe than the U.S. Despite despite the fact that Epstein was close to many big figures in the U.S., including 2 presidents, and that's precisely the reason why. Just so you understand. Why are you a socialist? When did socialism work? It works in mysterious ways every day. It works. Different aspects of socialization even works in the United States of America, as a matter of fact. Socialization initiatives are the reason why you have so many things that you don't even, that you take for granted, like Social Security, things of that nature. Okay? Meanwhile, capitalism doesn't work for you. It works for the super wealthy, and yet you still defend it. Hasan, why are you a socialist? Because I think it's a necessary evolution away from the current economic organization of society. For mankind to thrive, we must bring about a socialist revolution. 100%. That's the reason why. This is funny. Newsmax, Western civilization, Judaism, Christ, Christianity, USA. Funny how capitalism works better for you, the socialist, than it does for that chatter, and that chatter would likely benefit from socialism so much more than you, yet here we are. No, that's also not true. When people think that like wealthy people would not benefit from socialism, they're wrong. Like, there is a self-interested advocacy from even those who are wealthy, especially not capital owners, but like those who are more affluent than the average person. Like, I want to live in a thriving society, okay? I want to live in a society where everyone is maxing out their potential. I want to live in a society where people don't have to fucking worry about shelter. Like, that's a far better society to live in than the one that we currently live in. Who the fuck wants to live in a world where in the wealthiest nation on the planet, there are 700,000 people sleeping outside, okay? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it. It's stupid. Please admit it. What is this? Hasan, I'm confused why people don't think you're a communist. And if that's true, I do not understand why you don't think you're a communist. That's my question. But in the other direction, you're a communist. Please admit it. I have said over and over again that I do not mind being called a communist. I believe that a stateless, moneyless, classless, borderless society is an ambitious project, but one that I think is an end state that I would love to live in. Okay? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know why you're like, no, you have to say you're a communist. Nancy Pelosi's a communist. You're a fake one, though. It's true. I don't care about the way, I mean, I don't care about what people say I am or what the speculation is. Okay? I am not an anarchist. Make no mistake. Okay? I am not an anarchist. My organizational principle is very different than anarchism. I'm not. I'm not an anarchist. How can you support a stateless, classless society without anarchism? Because I'm an adult. Okay, I don't want to have this conversation. It's a great theory. It's very honest. I love it. It's fantastic. More power to you. Okay, but the methods required to make this sort of change, the anarchists are not going to be able to achieve it. They never have, and they never will. Although I love anarchists, I have much love for anarchists. It's not happening, guys. Okay, please stop. Also, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what you call yourself. Okay, as long as you are moving the needle in the right direction, you're good in my book. As long as you're anti-capitalist, you're good in my book. Okay, who gives a fuck? What is this? This lady got really scared. The message discipline of this man on the street talking about private equity owning homes.
Now that we're seeing, there's still people out in doorways looking for shelter, and I think a lot of people think this is why we shouldn't allow hedge funds to own residential property.
And so what we were talking about earlier too is a little bit of the nostalgia aspect, right? How this feels kind of like back in the 90s when we were growing up.
Yeah, like we were saying, yeah, it was much more snow, colder winters, and again, private equity didn't own so much of the housing stock in America.
Thank you so much, Kaj. We want to keep, we're kind of looking at now.
Do you think we should encourage people to learn about other opinions within the left too, though? Sure. I don't got no problem with it. Oh, there are a lot of anarchists that synthesize Marxist analysis and praxis, man. Oh my God. Here. This is why I don't like talking about my ideological tendencies, okay? It's stupid. It causes unnecessary sectarian infighting. It's fucking stupid. Stop. Stop obsessing over things that are utterly irrelevant right now. Okay? Please. Jesus Christ. I think it's fairly obvious what direction I lean in. It's just incredibly unproductive at this stage to talk about these like minor differences in opinion. Okay, we live in a country where people think Bernie Sanders is like the scariest communist of all time for running on an objectively social democratic platform. Okay, holy fuck. I will tell you what I'm not. I'm not a trot. I'm not an anarchist. I'm not a Maoist. I don't want Marxist-Leninism or communism. I just want a better future. Well, it kind of feels like both of those attempts are fairly successful at bringing about a better future. Anyway. Why not a Maoist? I don't know, because I fucking live in the United States of America. What are you talking about? Why I'm not a Maoist? I live in the Imperial Core. What are you? I live in the Imperial Core. There's nothing resembling a peasant class here. What the fuck?